what was your trauma default, Brenda?
My trauma default was unworthiness.
Where did that stem from in your childhood? What was the root of that?
The root of that was a conversation that I had with my mother at 13. I got in some trouble with her, and she basically told me nobody would ever want me. And I believed her. She was my mother. She was the person I trusted, and I believed her. So my behavior took a turn. And because I believed I was unworthy, I didn't believe I was attractive. I didn't believe I was all these things because she said so. I dressed up. If I wasn't going to be the prettiest in the room, I definitely was going to be the best dressed. And I would spend tons of money on outfits. And when my son was born, I would spend tons of money on his clothing, even to the point when I couldn't afford it. Now, I always had great jobs, but when you're spending more than you're bringing in, that just doesn't make sense, right? So I wanted to have the best, the nicest car. Purse don't care about, but the best shoes, the best outfit, all of that had to be the best because I was going to dress it up.
But I used to always say, y'all are dressing up your brokenness. So everything that had happened for and to through Brenda for 57 years, a lot of that was linked to that one conversation.
You are right.
So once you started to see, all right, I felt unworthy, it showed up in the way that I dressed and the way I spent my money. How did that show up at work?
In my first jobs, I was always promoted quickly. I was the first Black female sales manager in my district at Xerox. I mean, I crushed it. And I had white men say things to me that I couldn't repeat in public because they wanted me to quit. That left a scar. But the root of that brought up the unworthiness yet again. So it just layered. And even in my last job, I got promoted very quickly, 3 times in 1 year, but I would still go in rooms and almost hide, which made no sense. That's the scar.
Yeah.
That unworthiness left.
How did that show up in your relationships? Because it's, when people wonder how can a career coach do blood pressure and marriages and all this other kind of stuff, I'm like, I'm just fixing the woman. If I fix the woman, we set the woman free, everything changes. It's not just about the job, but we want our money too.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Well, for me, I started a pattern that was linked to the unworthiness of being with men who were not worthy of me. I chose unavailable men and stayed too long most of the time and was so proud. Oh, I've been with him for 5 years. Oh, I've been with him for this. And I was like, girl, you shouldn't have been with him, period. I don't even know why we're having this conversation. And